one game away from clinching the title of Spring Split champions. Both of these teams went into the game straight head-to-head matchups for the second game in a row. And for the second game in a row, TSM have not been able to match Cloud9's laning.
Yeah, I mean, actually, no, the Renekton was a really good pick that game, and he was bullying really hard on the Jax. But Elise just kept going top. Meteos was babysitting him the whole time. He knew that he had to get Jax ahead. He needed to just like take care of him for a little bit, and he like grew him up like a little plant out of a seed, and he's like, oh, that's a really fed Jax, and he just ran everybody over.
Before Meteos started making moves, though, Odd1 did have a good opening to this game, I want to say. They reacted to the failed invade from Cloud9 very well. He went red to red, stole away Meteos' buff, and he actually got the 3-buff start. And then he also returned to the top side and counter-jungled the red side jungle of Meteos, hugging that Renekton lane that was winning, that had the advantage, which is exactly what you want to do. But then, maybe like 7 minutes through, kind of gave up control of that area, and that's when Meteos came in, and he got balls, just 3 consecutive kills so quickly that got Jax out of control.
TSM appear to have been much more in this game for the first 15 to 20 minutes. They were trading kills, trading towers, trading objectives like you've already touched on. Unfortunately, it kind of went to hell at about 23 minutes in. It's the first replay I want to pull up onto your screens right now. It takes place around the Dragon Pit. Now, even though the Dragon was started off, let's just roll this clip immediately by Cloud9. TSM come in and it gets difficult.
So both top laners have the ability to stop each other from teleporting. So that's why neither team is really worried about the numbers getting away from them. This video, though, is like a Graves highlight video. Odd1 uses his charge with his smite. He combos that damage to get Dragon, so he can't get on Graves after that. And Cloud9, again, I want to point out their ability to focus fire. Right there as well, Sneaky flashes away from the Phosphorus Bomb of Wild Turtle. They call for the re-engage, the team, and they immediately focus fire the bottom half, the back line of Cloud9 there, or TSM, and they're able to take out all the damage and then leave Xpecial for last. And it's a very, very cleanly fought Dragon fight right there, especially by Sneaky.
Yeah, I think the fact that Odd1 uses charge to get on that Dragon was an incredibly critical point in that fight. Because he didn't have that to get on the Graves and just pop him up and get the CC on him real quick, he was just free to do whatever he wanted to do. Like, he escaped with, what, like 100 health? Probably less than that. Imagine if he used that charge on the Graves. Like, it could have been a completely different team fight.
Also, when Xin is an all-in character, so when he goes in on Dragon, you know exactly where he's going to be, and they immediately just blow him up. Like, he didn't get to do anything after that. He did get the Dragon. You have to give him props, though.
Yeah, he did manage to steal that one away. The one thing I also want to highlight, at 23 minutes in, TSM were ahead in towers, were ahead in gold, they were behind in kills, but that was 23 minutes of TSM not being smashed like we've seen in Game 1. So a little bit more life. It was ruined, though, at 27 minutes. This is our next replay that I would like to call up onto your screens. And this was another team fight that Cloud9 just, really dominated. Let's roll this clip and Saint talk us through it.
Yeah, they chunked out Elise, so they felt like there was a good play to try to set up for Baron and maybe get a turn off, but it looked like they weren't on the same page. Xpecial goes in, nobody was behind him, ends up getting just picked off, and Baron, of course, is making it rain right now, increasing the magic damage everybody takes, and Corky just instantly gets blown up because he's stuck in the pit. He has nowhere to go, and just get cleaned up off this.
Yeah, really, I think it's another good example of the focus of Cloud9 in their team fights. They have like a pinpoint accuracy with where they're putting their damage. Nobody's split in them, and they immediately take out the #1 targets, immediately go to #2. That's why you like listening to their the listens in on their voice comms. You can hear the focus that they do have.
This game was the win by Cloud9 because they outplayed Team Solo Mid, or did Team Solo Mid gift the win to Cloud9 by making mistakes? What's your thoughts?
I think TSM had a pretty good early game. They were making all the right plays. They were getting a lot of dragons. They were getting ahead in objective control, and they picked the right lanes, but they just looked like they got out team fighted. In both the scenarios we showed in the replay, just better. It looks like Cloud9 is better team fighting. Really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I have to say, the fight around Dragon that we saw, it wasn't like the rest of TSM had to fight that. If it was just Odd1 going in and sacrificing his life for Dragon Steal, that is worth it. Like, he got the Dragon Steal. If he was the only casualty for it, then it would have been a great win for them. The rest of the team stuck around. They got outplayed in that team fight around Dragon.
I want to step back and think very quickly about the picks and bans. Elise once again allowed through. We discussed at the end of the previous game what's going to happen with that one. Maybe Odd1 will try get his hands onto Elise. Renekton first pick. And yes, it had a strong-ish laning phase against Balls and Jacks, but Meteos never gave Dyrus any chance to continue to snowball that lead because he was ganked and camped so excessively hard. Do you think there is any other strategy that they could have employed in picks and bans that could have maybe helped Team Solo Mid or hindered Cloud9 a little more?
I mean, I think they did the right moves. They did get that advantage early on with the Dragons, and they did get the advantage early on with Renekton, but they didn't really use it to capitalize on anything because they eventually did get in that team fight, and just Cloud9 was an amazing team fighting team. From like a core strategy standpoint from the beginning of the game, looked like TSM was doing all the right moves. It's just, just need to play a little bit better in the team fights.
Final question. Both of you gentlemen locked in your predictions at the beginning of the day. It was 3-1 for Saint and 3-2 for Kobe.
TSM, they're going to win 2 games now.
Okay, so you're going for 2 games. Saint, are you sticking to your original prediction?
I think it might be a 3-0.
I think we can leave it at that. Guys, we do have to recall to base, but when we come back, we'll jump into Game 3 between Cloud9 and Team Solo Mid. The championship series continues in 3.5 minutes.